Just another day in Minnesota, guys. Big ass snowflakes falling from the sky. Good stuff, good stuff.
Help!
What's going on, guys? Nathan here, and that first clip was from yesterday, actually. Up here in Minnesota, it snowed a crap ton, and in my area, we got around 5-ish inches of snow in roughly 3 to 4 hours, and it really sucked because pretty much the roads were just absolute crap. There's just so much snow on them, at least 4 inches for sure, and you know, people have to keep driving and get from point A to point B, and I unfortunately was one of those people as I drove to work, and yeah, it is not fun trying to maneuver a car in 4 inches of pure slipperiness. Now, it's not as bad as ice, but snow is just really nerve-wracking because you never really know when you're going to go sliding off and be unable to brake or stop yourself. So that wasn't fun. The roads weren't even plowed because when I had to leave, it was at the point where a lot of snow had fallen, but it was like right before the plows got out, so I was kind of in the worst case scenario. So yeah, had to go to work, wasn't fun, and yeah. Also, a couple of quick side notes before I get into the actual content of this commentary. Feel free to check out that poll of the day. Just wanted to say that because in all of my videos, that's what I include down in the description, and or I'll probably put up an annotation as well. That's something I want to start doing too. And yeah, I don't know, it's just something fun, something to occupy 30 seconds of your time if you're having trouble buffering the video. And I don't know, for me it's just fun seeing random information about people that you can actually too. Poll Mill has it where if you actually answer the question, it will actually give you the results after you answer the question of like other people who have answered. So it's just kind of a little bit of fun for everybody, and it's a good way to kind of contribute to a group of information. Also, the other thing that I wanted to mention right now was that there is a possibility that you are watching Gunslinger Engineer gameplay right now, which I'm not sure if I'll end up using it or not, depending on the length of the commentary. But if you are, then I'd like to just take a moment to brag about this gameplay a little bit, because I do know that I said that I didn't care about gameplay in the past. However, I do have to brag about this a little bit because when I was recording it, it was like I was in the zone for Engineer. Like I don't get a lot of kills, but it was one of those things where you're just going ham, and going ham for Engineer means that you are doing crap constantly. Like I was either wrangling my sentry, building buildings, upgrading buildings, I don't even know what else I was doing, using my shotgun to fend off people, rebuilding crap. It was just one of those like StarCraft 2 type of moments where there's just always something to do, and you just execute it flawlessly. But yeah, so Engineer is pretty fun. Mini Sentry's OP, by the way. Wink wink, maybe I'll do a video on that. But 3 minutes and 15-ish seconds into the actual video, I'll actually get into the topic. Alright, so this is my story, and it's definitely not something I'm too proud of, which you'll find out in a little bit as I tell a story. But, so, basically, in terms of background information, I am a stalker at a local grocery store. Not a stalker as in S-T-A-L-K-E-R, but a stalker as in I stock the shelves. That's basically what I do. So, one day, I don't even remember what day it was, to be perfectly honest. It was like a week ago, like I said. So I was stocking the shelves, and there are things called the end caps. If you've ever been to a grocery store, in the grocery aisles there are like end caps on the ends where it puts like ad items and stuff that's on sale and stuff. Basically high selling items. So I was doing those, and a couple comes into the aisle that I'm working at and starts looking at the buffalo sauce. So I didn't even like take note of them because I was just doing whatever. I was just putting beans on a shelf. So, I hear the man yells, "Hey," and, like, that's, to me, I just, like, took a second, and then I looked over because, you know, whenever somebody yells, "Hey," that doesn't, you know, mean that they're talking to you, but in this case, he was talking to me. So, he beckons for me to come closer, and that's what I do. I just walk over, and, he points at the bottle of hot sauce he's holding on the shelf, which, it has, like, a stain on it, maybe, like, a little bit of it escaped onto the bottle and dried, but basically it was a stain on the bottle, and he kept pointing to it, and I realized within like 5 or 7 seconds, something like that, that he probably had some mental disorder or something where he couldn't talk, or at least he didn't want to talk often, because that's basically what he said in the entire encounter, was just yelled at me saying, "Hey." So anyway, that's kind of a little bit important in the story. So he points to the stain on the buffalo sauce, and I ask him if he would like a new one. So he just points to it again, and then I realize maybe something mentally is wrong with him. So I figure, that's fine. So I ask him if they, because it was a couple, him and his wife, if they would like a clean one. So then I notice his wife actually starts to talk, but then I look over and she actually opens her mouth and makes like this weird like throaty sound, and she obviously within that millisecond or whatever, I realized that she was definitely mentally handicapped, and she probably had some disability but could form coherent thoughts. It's just that she probably had something like autism, which basically makes you not able to communicate your thoughts correctly. So I mean it wasn't autism, but it was something like that. So she opens her mouth and makes this weird throaty sound twice, and it was it honestly it really creeped me out, and I don't know why, but that's just was my initial reaction. So I get the shock of just being absolutely scared, because I don't know, that once again I don't know why, that was just my initial reaction. So I get really creeped out, and I basically tell both of them that I'll go and get a clean one for them in the back, which I knew we didn't actually have any. Because of the tag, I knew that we didn't have any extras in the back to go get a clean one from. So I rush to the back room and I hide there for 5 to 10 minutes, just to basically avoid this couple who I did not really know how to interact with. Now that's basically where the story ends in real life. I basically waited 10 minutes just to make sure they would go away and move on, and it was just, well, first of all, horrible customer service, obviously, but personally, as a person, I don't really typically know how to deal with people with mental conditions. I mean, even in school, I just kind of avoid the kids that are mentally challenged, or I don't know the politically correct way to say it, but basically you get what I'm saying. I really just don't know how to interact with people like that, and I think that's a hidden, or rather a common hidden secret that a lot of people share, is that they just really don't know how to interact with people like that. And I mean, I just had no clue what I was gonna do, because I don't know, I was initially scared, so I run to the back room, and I just don't know what to do from there, because I really don't want to face that situation again. So instead, I just be a total douche and just kind of hide back there. So I know the problem in this. It's basically that I was too afraid to go out and face my, for lack of a better word, my fear. And I don't really want to say that my fear was interacting with those people, but at the same time, that's pretty much the truth. I was just too afraid of what, I don't know, that woman just really freaked me out, and I guess you guys would have to see her to kind of get what I'm talking about. But I don't know, there's something weird, and I just didn't handle it correctly whatsoever, and I do realize that. But yeah, not too proud of that story, but I guess I'll probably remember that for a long time, just because I was such a shock of just being so weirded out by this woman who she opened and closed her mouth and made this weird sound in her throat. It was just the creepiest thing. So yeah, that's pretty much story time. Hopefully if I ever do story time again as a video, it'll maybe be something cooler or more cheerful. But that was pretty much the story for today, or rather last week, being recited today, but you get the point there. And that's pretty much the video, guys. So feel free to leave a rating and all that crap, subscribe, and if you want to. Yeah, so that's pretty much the video, and bye bye.